Hey guys, Naisha here, that Blerd girl, and turns out, for anyone who has the Creality 3V SE, there has been some updates, because apparently in my old video, people were having trouble updating it. Well, turns out there are two firmwares.
From what I heard in the comments and read online, some people had hardware versions ending in either C13 or C14. So those who had C14 were not able to update their 3D printer. To find out, select Control, then scroll all the way down to Info, and you'll see what type you have. Thankfully, that doesn't matter now because the latest update will fix that. First, go to their website, which I have in the description below, and download the latest firmware. Once you have it, extract the folder. Next step is to have a mini SD card. Once again, I'm using the one I used in the last video, which was a scan disk. It doesn't have to be exactly 16 gigabytes, it can be less than that, like 8 gigabytes. I have read it doesn't matter, so I leave that option to you. I'm going to format it to FAT32 and change the allocation size to 4096. Once it has been formatted, we go back to the Creality folder we downloaded and click on this folder. Once inside, we copy the TJC set and paste it into the formatted mini SD card. Once it has been copied into the SD card, it's time to update the screen.
Now that we have installed the folder into the SD card, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the screen. Before you do anything, the screen is the very first thing that you update before the main motherboard. If you updated the main motherboard before the screen, then you have to do it all over again. So let's go ahead, lift this up. And we're going to go ahead and pop this in. Till you hear a click. All right, heard that click. Gonna go ahead, pop it down. And now I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. All right, and let's see what happens. This is what it's supposed to do. If it is not doing that, then the format did not, if this is not happening, then something happened with the format and you have to reformat your SD card or your SD card is not compatible. Again, I stuck with ScanDisk. I've heard others try different companies, but again, ScanDisk has always worked for me. So if you're using Samsung or any other company or third-party company and it's not working, try switching out to a different scan disk, which has to be 16 gigabytes or less. I've heard people use more and they were still able to. Again, everybody's different, but this has been working for me. Okay. Update is success. Again, this is what you want. So now that the update has been successful and we have updated the screen, now we get to update the motherboard.
Going back to the computer, I'm going to reformat the mini SD card again, just to be on the safe side. If you did not reformat and your update was successful, then good job. Now what worked for me was copying both C13 and C14 files into the SD card. I honestly don't know why, because when I only copied the C13 and tried to update the motherboard, it didn't work. And I honestly didn't test to see what would happen if I only copied the C14. If you only copied the C14 and it worked, leave a comment below. Let me know, and I'll try to pin it.
All right, so as you can see, that was 10 seconds. That's what you have to do. You have to wait till 10 seconds for that blue screen and it should show Creality. If it did not, then you have to think back at your steps. Did you update the screen first and then the motherboard, or did you do the motherboard and then the screen? And then you have to ask yourself, did you reformat the SD card? Because me, I'm a overconscious person. Even though I updated the screen, I still went and reformatted the disk in order to upload the 2 files in there. And then, from there, I put it in there, waited 10 seconds, and bam. So as you can see, the firmware updated to the new one. So only one way to find out is to actually print something. But first, let's go ahead and level our printer. All right, so here is my new settings for my bed level. This is new. Normally I always have it in green, but this seems to be, I guess, I don't know if it's slightly off or new. I'm still a brand new newbie at this, because I bought this for, just for hobby purposes, for my own personal thing, nothing for commercial as of yet. And so it is my due diligence to actually, of course, research this and do some investigation as to why the numbers is possibly a little higher. So, and as you could see, there are ways to edit it if I feel so. But I feel that I'm going to go ahead and leave it as is. I'm not going to mess with it. And we'll just see what happens. And if it is off, then I will, go online, do my research, and learn how to, properly understand the adjustment of these beds. But for the most part, I feel that this is as good as it can get for this device. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm, and I can always go back, and prepare and all that stuff and check the levels and whatnot. But let's go ahead and print something out and see how it looks. I'd like to start off a little slow for whatever reason, because I use Ultimaker Cura. I like to start out at a good 55 for speed, just to get my first layer going, and then from there I speed it up to either 100% or less than that, because again, I'm in no rush. I'm not doing this for any kind of business but my own personal thing, because again, what rush am I in? So that's what I do. And again, it's my preference and my preference alone. Everybody, because I know this thing can do it at the fast speed that it is set to. But for me, I guess I love having the perfect or semi-perfect front layer, first layer to be as smooth as possible. And then you could do whatever the hell you want. And even if I wanted to, sometimes I can, bump it up from 55. I can even do 75 if I wanted to. Let's see. There are some things, now that I put it at 75, it kind of changed things up a bit. It's a good thing I caught it in time. As you can see, this is what happened in one of my old videos, where the filament somehow got entangled. And when this tightened up, because this was getting, strung up and all this was caused the blockage, which later I found out all I had to do was just, heat up the extruder and, push out the rest of the filament. But I thought it was something that was stuck in there. But yes, as you could see, for whatever reason, this got entangled. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop the progress from which it was working on. So back to the drawing board. All right, so trying again with different filament. And I'm going to do something smaller this time. So we will see how this goes. All right, it is finally finished. Oh, look at that. All right, it's still a little hot, but let's take a little closer look. All right, so I used a wood PLA for this. So the settings for it is new to me because I wanted to try different textures. Yeah. So, I broke it. Yeah, I wanted to try different textures, but I'm going to have to adjust this a little more because, as you could see, it created these edges here, but I still love how solid the front part looks. And for anyone who wants to know, this is the sake bowl that I painted, airbrushed, when I did the Zorro 3D print. So, and again, you can watch a video I posted on my channel where I airbrushed this and the methods that I used to get the coloring, as well as especially with the hair, his moss hair. I used 3 different types of I used the base color, and then I used 3 different types of green in order to get that moss hair look. But yeah, this was my first attempt at airbrushing, and I had a blast with it. And I still have to do Luffy, which was another one that I was supposed to do, so I definitely look forward to that. But yes, of course, I used a matte finish for when it came to 3D printing this guy right here, but you know, still not bad. It's still not bad how it came out, but this is where it was supposed to be, and it was supposed to insert itself right here. But when I was cutting, I accidentally broke the piece, so it's in here. I can glue it back if I want to, but no, overall, it came out pretty good. Even, and you could tell the difference. So, because like I said, this is a textured filament, and what I did was I have several settings. I have settings for matte finishes. I have settings for matte PAs, and I have settings for texture PAs, and I did not put the settings for the texture PA for this because I can show you. Unfortunately, wood texture seems to break easily, but this was my print for Groot using the wood texture, and it didn't come out so bad. I mean, again, I would have to figure out how to, you know, change the settings to fix these little things, because this is where the support was. So I would have to figure out how to fix that. But the wood texture, it's gorgeous. It really, really is. And I even did the same for this is to fit a 16-ounce bottle or a can or anything like that. But, you know, of course, a mug. But this was, you know, pretty much me messing around with the wood texture. But like I said, because of the support and because of stringing, those are the things when it comes to my textured settings, especially for the wood, I would have to update and fix. Because again, this is just a hobby. This isn't for a commercial or anything just yet. For that, I would actually have to sit down and get it right and fix it for when I do want to do commercial. You never know. You honestly never know. So guys, I hope this video was helpful with the new updates to the Creality Endor 3 SE printer. If you haven't updated it already, give it a try. Let me know what you think. Is it very helpful now that it's for both C13 and C14? And also, how did your prints come out? Is everything functional? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and click on that bell for notifications. Once again, if you haven't seen that video where I painted this Zorro bust, you can check out the video right here.